Right, hello everybody and welcome back to what I believe is round 13, another 12-13 here at Hungary, so should be a good one as per usual. We've got 17 people this week as Ryan has already gone straight into the wall, so guessing he's got a punishment starting from the back of the grid, so already one car down. So we've only got one other car coming out. We might have a couple more people joining in halfway through, because we were meant to have, I believe, like 19. Cole, I believe that's Cole, is also retired as well. So we're actually 2 minutes in to 18-minute session. We've already got the two cars going out that we know. Obviously, if more people join, then it will add some more suspense. But at the moment, this Q1 session is kind of just set a lap time and go from there. So yeah, hopefully a couple more people will be joining. But at the current moment in time, Q1's a little bit irrelevant right now, which is unfortunate, but got a couple cars making their way out on track. I want to make sure that is, I believe that's Cole. Yeah, it is, lovely. And then we kind of got the usual faces, everyone else here as well. Really Moo, that is T Bold, I believe was normally Tigeress, so that's Tyler now in a full seat as well. Aston, Phil, Dylan, Liam, Kian, Ryan, Ross, Cohen, Sil, Lee, Looney Moo, Josh, Richard and Harry. So yeah, we got your usual faces, kind of as per usual. Nothing too crazy going on. We go on board with Kian for the first lap. Why does the quality seem a bit poo? Okay, no, we're fine. Just my phone. Quality seems alright. So just checking that everything's all good. Obviously, Hungary is a bit of an interesting track. Some people really like it. Some people don't like it at all. Some people call it, obviously, the Monaco without the walls. So we'll see how it goes for the race round here. Obviously, 100% as per usual. In case you're new and you didn't know, full quali, and then 100% race to go along with it. So Coleman, the first lap time was a 15.9. Ross making his way right towards the end of the second sector. There's 53 dead. Richard sets an 18.0, so probably a small mistake in there because that's quite a bit off the pace. This corner down there, the hairpin left-hander, second last corner, is really easy to lock up. So Ross do it as Josh does a 14.4, so 1.5 seconds quicker than Cohen, and then Ross a 14.4 as well, but a 14.421, so just under a tenth quicker than Josh. And is in the first, and that should be more than enough to see him through. Dylan currently out on track on the mediums. Get a good indication of the pace difference here. See on his out lap, beginning his lap now. He's staying in 0 ERS though, so not too sure what's going on. Yeah, it looks like it's not fully committed lap, but he's the only real one out there. Richard was going again, got it invalid, so here you go again for a third attempt. Josh hasn't gone again, Ross doesn't need to go again. So we'll see what the Haas can do. Obviously 18. Is he going to go again? He didn't pit, so I thought he might, but whether I've got an ERS glitch, but it doesn't look like he fully wants to go. Let's see what the first sector time is. See whether he's actually pushing or not. Ross has actually retired in the pit lane. Okay, I thought for a minute that he was the driver that's had a little spin up here. They've probably got on that curve. That was Sil. Still down for Towery. He's got invalid once again. Lee's at the beginning of his lap, going in towards turn 1. Goes a little bit deep. Then comes right across this right hand side as early as possible. Towards a downhill left-hander. Ooh, somehow that's not been invalidated when very, very wide there. Looks like he's backed out the lap. And he has, so Lee fortunately can't get a lap in the first time around. Richard is going this time. Attempt number 4. So far everyone's kind of still in the pit lane, so I'm not really too sure what's going on. Off the grid still not decided to come out. Through the chicane, nicely done. Still valid at this point, so that's always a bonus. Ooh, and he's out. He's gone the curb on the left-hand side. The car's thrown him around. And Richard is out then, only an 18-0. So that's the third car we've had, quote-unquote, crash/retire. That's either on purpose or because of a penalty in this session. So Richard, Ryan and Cole then. Go on board with Aston. Obviously I had some good qualifying pace at Silverstone. See what he's got at Hungary this time around. Ooh, we've had another... No, actually, I don't think it was a spin up on the curb. I think that was just one of the racing points letting the Haas through. Nope. Sorry. Took me a minute to process. I actually clicked off. I'm watching the mini-map. So Aston coming around the final corner to finish his lap. I believe that's Matt who's just joined, so... There you go, Aston goes 4th, so Matt will take us to 18 people. Not his MRC account, but I believe that's him. Sil was retired as well, so another car retiring from this session early on. Liam with quite a big lock up on the front left there as he comes through the chicane in the middle sector. From what I've seen, it's looked a fairly clean lap this. Will I have the speed to go with it? He seems to be struggling under braking a little bit. He's locked up 2 or 3 times now on the kind of half a lap that we've watched. He's run out of ERS before the line as well. Crosses the line. Goes 3rd, so 15.0, not a bad time at all. Bill's disconnected. He's currently down in 12th without setting a lap time. That's a bit of a close one. Definitely we can't rejoin in time. Fingers crossed he should be fine with rejoining. Cohen's left to say, are we getting like a lobby restart? Or are people really just struggling with the connection at the moment? I think it's just people struggling with connection, so it's not a big issue. Right then, Tyler obviously normally provides really good entertainment in the race, obviously in Austria and at Silverstone. Had some very nice battles with people. His first race as a proper driver. Phil was back in, so there we go, that's good to see. Didn't have to deal with any disconnect issues. Interesting, Dylan's still going on those mediums. He's done 5 laps. He's not really been able to get a lap in. Tyler only a 17.0. Oh, Looney Moo's left now. The connection seems to be all over the shop today. Guessing Tyler's going to go again because 17.0, 1.1 seconds off anyone else who set a half decent lap time. We know he's normally much quicker than this as well. He's normally up there or thereabouts. Through the fast left hand at the end of the first sector. He's staying far away from that inside curb. It is known to just absolutely throw you. He's got to hope the Ferrari ahead of him gets out of the way as well. Lap cars can sort of be a bit of an issue around here if you catch them in the wrong place. Sometimes there is just nowhere that they can really get out of your way. No, he is backed out of this though. Ryan on the other hand is approaching the end of his lap. Around the final corner, currently in 10th. Ryan will cross the line and go 6th, so that should be him comfortably through. Phil still in the pits. Harry on his second attempt, first attempt has been invalid by the looks of things. Harry crosses the line and goes quickest at 13.9. Wow. Showing some good early pace, obviously. Ross and Josh, the quickest by quite a bit to everyone else. So it'll be interesting to see if they can improve. Obviously, only Q1, so no one's probably going absolutely mental, but some very good early pace. Dylan, still not sure what he's doing here. Just strolling around on these mediums, but hey. To be fair, all he needs to do is set a lap time and he is through, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Just getting some practice in, I guess. And then everyone else, I don't think anyone is on an actual lap here at the moment. Keane went up into 7th. Dylan's just strolling. Leon's on an in lap. Phil's on an out lap. We'll stay on board with Phil then, as he is going to approach the start of his lap very, very soon. He moves retired. People are dropping. Lots of people must have some back row starts or something that I'm not aware of. Probably should have checked. Let's check. Let's check. I don't see anything that says. I see Cole's got one, which makes sense. I don't see anyone else getting one though, so I'm either really blind or just some people have penalties that I'm not aware of. Probably the fact that I'm blind, can see him. So at the moment we got Ryan. Ooh, Ferrari's had a little spin. And that being Leon as Lee is in the pit lane. Or was it Aston? Both those reds look incredibly similar. Hold up. There's Aston, his teammate, and Aston's retired. So yeah, that will be Leon. So at the moment it's just Matt who will knock Ryan down if what he's got to do again is set a lap time. It's quite an anticlimactic Q1 this one, unfortunately. Nothing really to comment on, nothing too kind of major happening. Lots of cars DNFing. I just realised Leon's been disqualified. Not sure how he's managed that. Phil crosses the line, goes 4th comfortably. McLaren's once again showing they've got good pace. Matt beginning his lap now. Again, all he's got to do is get a valid time on the board and he'll be comfortably through. So that's just aim for most of these drivers. Dylan is still just plodding around. I don't know what this kid's doing, but hey, we'll let him be. He's leading the championship. He can do what he wants. Obviously, Matt not on his usual MRC account, but I'm fairly certain that this is Matt, obviously, in the Mercedes. Got a nice helmet by the looks of things there. Looks nice from the top. Bit of purple on the front as well. Heading to the final couple corners again. That corner, to be fair, if I see someone lock up, I don't blame them. It's very easy to do. Car number 44 in the Mercedes as well. Matching Lewis Hamilton. Crosses the line and he goes 5th. So he's comfortably through. That's the end of Q1 then with only a minute 20 to go really. No one else needs to set a lap time. Harry with some very good early pace. You've got Ross, Josh, Phil showing some good early pace, and then quite close from 5th all the way down to 10th. Matt and Ryan separated by about 2 tenths and a big old gap to Cohen. Tyler only 17.0, but it's all he needed to do, to be fair. Dylan, I don't know what he's been doing. He's just been strolling around on these mediums for 8 laps now, and he's just doing what he wants to do. He's in 13th, but he'll be comfortably through. Cole get through and start 14th, even though he has a back, or even a back row / qualifying ban. Richard crashed, unfortunately, on the exit of the fast right-hander right at the end of the second sector. So he's out. That's why he's down in 15th, even though he has set a lap time. Ooh, Harry's had a bit of an off there. Definitely lost some wing damage. Lucky not to lose the tyre, to be fair. That impact was a little bit more heavy. He's first and comfortably. Doesn't need to be out on track at the moment. That would have been quite embarrassing. And then Looney Moo still also didn't set a time. So those three also started from the back. And Leon got himself disqualified, unfortunately. So he's starting dead last. So that is the end of Q1. Just waiting on these stragglers to make their way around. Matt's actually going for another lap here. Ryan's had his lap time blocked, but... Oh, is that what Leon did? Or... I don't know if you just mean your lap in general. I mean, you're still 10th and comfortably through. But that might be why Leon is disqualified. Would make sense. Could probably check. Says he was going the wrong way. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, yeah. Didn't know, to be fair, I don't know what he's doing, but we'll let him be. Alright. Well, now it tells me he's being disqualified at the bottom for going the wrong way. Did Matt improve? I think Matt might have improved there right at the end. No, he stayed 5th. Never mind. I need to actually get the chat up on my computer, so 1 second. That work? Wait, there we go. Okay, right. So, Harry then quickest, pretty comfortably. Obviously only Q1, so we can't read into it too much. Heavy rain at the start as well. Ooh. Oh yeah, we had a lot of retirements. I don't know what was going on. So Harry quickest, Ross 2nd, Josh 3rd, Phil 4th. That is, I'm 99% sure this is Matt with his just different gamer tag. Dylan forgot to load a setup, so you just drove around on the mediums for 10 laps. So I respect it. Matt was 5th, and then the cars, bunch of cars DNF. We kind of went through it. It's quite a long and boring Q1, but hey, we've got through. Dylan with the no setup, but he's gonna have to make it work. And we've got 14 through still. Cole, I believe, will have to retire again. I think so. It'll just be 13 for the shootout into Q1. Ross has retired as well. Okay. Why are people retiring? Ross maybe want to challenge himself. Anyway, medium's going on for quite a few drivers for this first run. Lee, Josh, Tyler, Aston, Kian and Cohen all trying them. One of McLaren's is first out on track. Will that be Phil or will that be Josh? Oh, Ross isn't feeding. Okay, that's fair enough. That is more than fair enough. Now, Josh's first car out on track then. Rocking a nice bright green and blue helmet. And the nice orange McLaren. Look at it go. Only him and Dylan out on track at the moment. Everyone else, they're taking their time. No rush. No rush at all. All still in the pit lane. Right then. Cohen's actually switched back to the soft, so he was going to go for the mediums, but he's decided against that. We got another car out on track now. That's a Lee also out on track, who did have the mediums loaded and also went to the soft. So maybe not as many soft runners as we first thought. Anyway, let's see what Josh can do. In towards turn number 1, they pick out his braking point. It's around 75 meters. It's kind of in between the 100 and the 50. Then over to this right hand side, late brake, quite a big lock up, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's not going to affect your lap time. As he comes up the hill, end of the first sector is a 26.7. Obviously on the mediums, don't run wide. He's just, and I mean he's just got that invalidated, which is a shame. Dylan's actually got a Renault in his way. I hope that Renault got out of the way. Oh wait, no, that's not Dylan. Never mind. That would have been Cohen on his out lap, so it's not mattered. Dylan quite a slow out lap then, because he was next to come out on track. There is Colt retiring. So Dylan in towards turn 1. Also, again, a lock-up. So most drivers just struggling at the moment. Under braking. Obviously, Dylan, he said he hasn't loaded a setup. I think it was by mistake, so he might not be as quick round here. After the first sector, it's a 27 dead, which I think might have been slower than Josh's time on the mediums. It is purple, obviously, because no one else has set a time. Using a lot of the curb on the right-hand side. Just from wires on the exit in the middle sector. Obviously, quite a lot of left-rights in the middle sector, and unfortunately, he's got that one invalid. So next up, I'm trying to see. Josh go again? Yes, obviously he did. He hasn't got it invalid, but he has had a little spin on the dreaded inside curb, which is going to affect yet another run on these medium tyres. Lee, on the other hand, he's finally made it all the way around. He'll be the first one to set a valid lap time. It looks like he will be. And the final corner now. Probably need I mean, he's done a 15.3. I'm not sure that's going to be good enough for a first run. Obviously in Q1 we saw, I think 10th place was a 15.2. That was in Q1. So I think Lee might have to go again on that one. Liam's had his time invalid. Josh set at 17.7, but obviously he had that little spin. Dylan on his second time around will be hoping to not get it invalid. Through the fast right-hander where he just ran wide last time. This time keeps it beautifully between the white lines. Unfortunately, there isn't as much kind of leeway as there is in real life. Normally in real life you can stay like on the curb, you then can't go onto the kind of the runoff area, the green stuff. Whereas in this game, even if you just go onto the curves, that's it. Then it's taking quite a deep last corner, so I think he's going to go for yet another run. He's not, he's just maybe a small mistake into last corner, and he's really struggling. 17.4. Bill went quickest with a 14.4 on the softs. Harry was a 15 dead, basically a 15.1 on the mediums. That's a very good lap time. Josh struggling on these mediums, invalid once again. And he's running low on ERS, so I don't know if they get another run in. Tyler is approaching the end of his lap now. Tyler crosses the line and goes 5th, 17.1. Getting quite a bit off the track, quite a bit off the pace. Maybe this isn't the best of tracks for Tyler at the moment. Matt crosses the line and goes 2nd to 14.9 on the softs. Anyone here going for a second run? No, doesn't look like it. So kind of just watching and waiting at the moment. Everyone's kind of just preparing laps here at the moment. Ryan's actually letting a couple of cars through. Him, Liam, Aston and Kian all yet to set a lap time. They're all kind of making their way through the final sector now. Dylan is going for another lap. Obviously, if he does set the quickest lap on this set of tyres, he'll have to start them, but from what I've been told, Ryan said there was heavy rain at the start, so I don't think tyre wear / life is going to matter too much. Which is what I think a couple of drivers kind of just binned off the mediums and realised. Might as well go for the softs as it's going to be raining at the beginning of the race. In towards the chicane. Riding the curbs, then getting maybe a little bit on the grass there. I feel like he just went a little bit too far to the right. Just throwing the car in and just hoping it sticks. Also with its default setup, it's not going to be the easiest. I get maybe a little toe off Kian, but it's kind of too close to the end of the lap. If he was beginning his lap, it would have been better. But he then crosses the line and only 6th, and well, actually gets knocked straight back down to 7th. I think Aston has jumped all the way up into 2nd. Yep, that would make sense. Ryan then goes 2nd, 14.8 for him. Very nice lap indeed. Cohen just beginning a lap. He's heading in towards turn 1 at the moment. His best is a 15.6. Liam's had his lap invalidated. Kian got the first one invalid, but the second one after the first sector is looking good. Obviously, it's the bottom. Only the bottom 2 now. Only 11th and 12th will actually go out. So less pressure to get into Q3. As Kieran crosses the line and goes 6th at 15.3. So I actually said 15.3 might not be enough, but at the moment it's looking more than enough, to be fair, just because only 2 drivers are going to be going out. Liam invalid once again. Shame Josh has come out on a pair of softs and has put in a purple first sector. Oh, but he's taken too much of the grass there. Lap invalid, and he lost a bit of time anyway. He is 6 tenths up then, yeah. Up into second at 14.4. I guess the first lap might have been a small mistake or something, because a 15.3 for him, I didn't think quite matched how quick he was. Up into second then for the Alfa Romeo driver. Jeez, Dylan's just murdering his tyres by the sounds of things. Did 4 laps on him. Somehow at the moment still going to make it through. Just about. Liam obviously hasn't set a lap at the moment, and Josh also struggling. Same with Tyler. Tyler's lap is invalid at the moment. Josh once again 4 tenths up, 5 tenths up after the first sector, but can he hook it together? That's what he's struggling with, just getting the whole thing together in one piece. Through the chicane. Ooh, bit of a tank snapper. The rear end really kicked out there. Probably lost 2 tenths to half a second through that one corner alone, unfortunately. Should still improve, because the first time on the mediums, to be honest, wasn't a good one anyway. So still don't think you have trouble probably going quicker than Cohen, even though it's a bit of a scrappy lap. I think it'd be in the top 8 no matter what here. And the final corner. Crosses the line. He goes quickest. A 14.3 with a quite a, not a big mistake, but a mistake that's going to cost you at least 2 tenths or so. So Josh then showing some good early pace. Obviously Harry's time was on the mediums. We saw him do a 13.9, sorry, in Q1, so we know he's got a lot more pace to come as well. So we're going board with Harry. 2.5 tenths up through the first sector alone. Maybe didn't quite get the turn in. I think he just got attached to the curb for a split second longer than he wanted, but he's 8 tenths up through the middle sector, and this track is really looking like a good one for him. He won last time out in Silverstone, and once again he's looking mightily quick. Obviously Hungary, a track that's quite hard to overtake, so qualifying can be key. And once again he's into the 13s. It's a 13.8. It's 5 tenths quicker than anyone else. I should see him comfortably through. Pressure's kind of on Liam. Dylan's 3 tenths up already, so that's good to see. Obviously he needs to find a bit of time. As long as he can probably go quicker than his teammate and maybe Kian, he should be through. It's not where you expect Dylan to be, but we've had the word that he forgot to load a setup. So he's kind of just having to get used to the default setup as he goes, which isn't always ideal. He's actually backed out of the lap. Didn't see a mistake, but he's aborted it. Liam not been able to get a lap together at all in Q2. This is his final chance. He can't go wide anywhere. If you need to take it slower around a corner just to make sure you keep within the track limits, he's going to need to. The top of the hill, the fast left-hander, he's just taking too much of it, and he's got invalid. Like 30 seconds left on the clock, unless we've got you kind of know the little desync between the times. I think that's going to be Liam out of qualifying, which means it will come down to Tyler, who's currently on his outlap. He will make it round in time. Should. There's 10 seconds to go. It's going to be close, but he should just make this. Cross the line, yeah, 3 seconds to spare. So yeah, session is officially over. Pressure is on Tyler. If Tyler doesn't improve, then he'll be out in 11th. Dylan just ahead of him on track, so it's between these two at the moment, 11th and 10th. If they both improve, then that's where it gets interesting, because Kian is also on a lap in 8th place, and he might need to improve just to try and make sure. Was he? I think he might be confirmed through actually, because he's in 8th. I think no matter what, he ends up 10th, so Kian is actually safe. Sorry. And then it's 3 temps up. That would knock his teammate into 10th at this moment in time, as long as he doesn't lose too much in this final sector. He's got 2 corners, 1 corner to go now. Just one long right-hander. Stays close to the wall as he can, and then gets far out to the left to line yourself up nice and straight. Crosses the line and does go 9th, so moves his teammate down to 10th. But Tyler's got it invalid. A 59 anyway, which wouldn't have got him through. So Tyler, unfortunately, is out in 11th place. So Cohen, I think this might be the first time he's made it into Q3. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that might be the first time Cohen's made it through, which is very nice to see. Right then. So the 10 that made it through were Harry, Josh, Phil, Lee, Ryan, Aston, Matt, Kian, Dylan, and Cohen. So there you have it. Harry, as per usual, at least going off Q1, out in front by quite a distance. Once again, the only driver into the 13s. Now, if you want to bet on pole position, be a pretty good bet at the moment. Looking very, very rapid. Obviously, Josh and Phil close together in the McLarens as well. Josh needs to start working his way up the championship table. He's got the pace for it. He just either gets penalties or just something doesn't quite go right for him, unfortunately. But here we go, Q3 then. All important session. Only 12 minutes, so not too much room for error here. Near a couple cars firing up the engine. Alright then. A bunch of cars will kind of come out at the same time. No one do anything stupid, please. You got Dylan, Aston, Matt, Josh, and Lee all out on track. I believe that's Harry first out of them all. All kind of came out in a bit of a queue, but hopefully they separate, clear out of each other's way. Obviously we know what to look for with Harry. Very, very quick. He's proved it in Q1 and Q2. And pole prediction is going to go his way. It's kind of the easy one to make going off the first 2 sessions, but I think it's also the most logical one to make. So pole prediction is going to go to Harry. I think we might see another driver creep towards the 13s, but both sessions he's been in the 13s and he's been in them comfortably by at least a 10th or so. So I'm expecting big things from Harry once again. I'll see in the Williams car. Everyone's kind of going slowly around that final couple of corners. You got kind of the double U. As in, not double U, but double U. Basically, double hairpin. There we go. That's just one way to put it. A long left-hander, then a long kind of right-hander. Callum's back for who's Di Maria? What's his name? Who's Di Maria meant to be? Am I missing something here? We all know. Anyway. I don't think Casper Schmeichel's in. Oh no, oh yeah, Cohen made it through. I'll tell you what, I think this might be Cohen's first. No, yeah, no, I know who Di Maria is now. I mean, who's Di Maria out of these? Big Casper's here. Is that meant to be Dylan? Oh, I'm guessing it's Aston maybe. And yeah, okay, got it, yeah. I got it. Anyway, we got sidetracked. Lee's gone quicker so far, 14.4. Not a bad first time at all. Cohen does a 15.3. Not a bad time for him either. Josh a 14.2, so he's on provisional pole at the moment. Not too many times being set. Tried to get down to Aston in time, but he does a 14.6. Bill's actually come into the pit lane, so not the first run that he wanted. Dylan's making his way around the final corner. Jump on board. Not looking the quickest. Will be a 15.8. So the slowest so far at the moment. He is struggling. Very used the default setup as an excuse, but at the end of the day, he's struggling. Ryan's done a purple middle. Let's see where this will put him overall. Well, he can have one good sector, but it needs to be consistent. Ryan will cross the line. It'll be a 14.7, so that will put him 4th. Around 5/10 off the pace. Harry had his first lap in Valley. He's got a train of cars behind him. Hopefully they didn't hold him up too much. But he actually didn't go for a double push lap. He took that lap to relax. So now this is his push lap. Same with Kane and Phil. And Phil and Matt are still in the pit lane. Little moment there at the exit of turn 1, but nothing too much. In towards, I think this is technically turn 3. I think that little kink turn 1 and 2 actually counts as a corner, so I think that's technically turn 3. And the fast left hand uphill is a purple first sector, the 26.4. That just looks so committed. Perfect line through the chicane. And we'll also use as much of this curve on the right just to get as far right as possible. Through the middle sector, looking very quick at the moment. Can he get into the 13s once again? Josh is close of 14.2, but if he can do a 13.8, which he did in Q2, he's just going to be untouchable, I think. No one's really showed that level of pace at the moment. Around the final corner on the run down to the line. It's going to be a 13.9, so it's not the quickest lap he's done this weekend, but it's still provisional pole by around 0.3 of a second. So far, he's already looking comfortable. Ian's going again. No, ooh. No, he's not going again. I think he had a 15.2, but it was invalid, so that would have been enough for 6th. And then everyone else is just kind of sitting in the pit lane at the moment. So then I'm guessing that's the default setup kind of screwing you over there. As I think this is Matt finally making his way back out. It is. So Matt's coming out for the first time this session as well. Tyre attempts. Okay. Next time, remember to load us out, you know? It's always helpful. To be fair though, I mean, you made it through to Q3 and you're probably... I mean, if you can get it together, you've still got a good shot at decent points. People like to crash around here as well, you know what it's like. You stay in it. Even if it's not perfect, you never know. There'll probably be about 8 safety cars as per usual as well. We had 6 safety cars last week at at Silverstone. We had, I think, maybe 4 in the final, like 15 laps. It was something absolutely ridiculous. So anything can happen in these races, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. Right, here's Matt going then. His first attempt. He's probably going to need a low 14 to a mid 14 to get up there and in towards kind of the top 3, which will probably be his aim. Obviously, pole position would be great, but Harry just looking too strong. 26.6 is a first sector, not bad. He just about doesn't run wide as well. I mean, it's looking good. It's committed, he's sending it. Just throwing the car in and it is sticking at the moment. Purple middle sector. We saw Ryan do a purple middle sector and he's only 5th place at the moment. Quite a few lap cars just getting out of the way. Final corner to go, put your foot down just at the right time, don't want to spin there. Across the line, goes 3rd, so 14.3, definitely not a bad first lap time at all. There is only 2 minutes left, so will he actually get another run in? If it does, it will probably have to be on the same set of tyres. Dylan, I don't think improved on that lap time, unfortunately. Or it might be an out lap, sorry, because he's just beginning it now. See, obviously Dylan said he was complaining about tyre temps kind of in towards that final sector, so running on board, we'll see the difference maybe compared to Matt. He doesn't quite look as committed though. Through some of these corners he just doesn't have the confidence in the car maybe. We'll see as he's in the final sector now. He's got 2 corners to go. Around the final corner, so he goes to put his foot down. Did he just get? I mean, that didn't look too bad. Crosses the line. Problem is a 15.3, and he's still only 8th fastest, so he is really struggling at this moment in time. Harry's 2.5 temps up. Matt's retired, so he believes 3rd place is probably the best he's going to be able to manage. So Harry is on provisional pole. He's coming around the final corner. Can he improve that provisional pole even more? It's going to be a 13.4. 8 temps quicker than Josh in 2nd, who at the moment is a 10.5 down on his first section. He's gone incredibly wide. Somehow that's not been invalidated. But Harry, I said he was looking quick and it'd be the easy pole prediction. Well, right now, he's backed my pickup beautifully. Ooh, that has been invalidated. I was going to say, he'd clawed back some time in the middle sector, but when it's invalid, it doesn't matter. He's got 15 seconds if he can maybe just get it together. Lee has gone off. He's not going to be able to improve. Aston going through turn 1. Ryan towards the end of his lap. Josh has come into the pit lane by the looks of things, so that's his qualifying over. 2nd place, the best he'll be able to get. Ryan improves and up into 3rd, a 14.3, very good lap for him. He's currently 4th in the championship, so 3rd place for him is good at the moment. Lee obviously went off. His lap's been invalid. Aston's lap being invalid. So only P6 going to be the best for him. One of McLaren's, I believe that's Phil's crossing the line. He's gone up to second. Another driver into the 13s, but Harry is just too good. A 13.7. So he takes seconds, going to knock everyone down a place or two. Dylan comes into the pit lane. Cohen can't improve. Kian around the final corner. It's 14.5, so into 5th. Actually knocks Aston down to 8th, so in the end, not a bad end to qualifying. Phil, the closest challenger to Harry, but just too far off. Ryan, yeah, be happy. That was a good lap at the end there. Proved by what, three and a half tenths? Up into third momentarily until Phil came along. That's solid. Fourth, you're fourth in the championship. You can end the race there. More solid points. Just waiting on Aston to retire. And then also we'll have the usual 5-minute break. And then the race will be getting underway. But actually blitzed through that qualifying a little bit quicker than normal. So I don't know what we did, but there we go then. Qualifying kind of official starting top 10. Harry obviously on pole, very dominant performance from him. Phil not too far off, but still 3/10 is quite a bit. Josh in third, Ryan in fourth. Good qualifying for those two. Quite close between them. We got Matt in fifth, Lee in sixth, Kian in seventh. Again, not too far off really between. There's what, maybe half a second between third down to eighth, so it's fairly close. Cohen a little bit further down, and Dylan who was struggling in 10th place. So there we go. I believe we got the usual 5-minute break, which means we'll be back underway at around past. Oh, and there is the we got told by Ryan that it was raining. There is the confirmation of that rain. It's heavy indeed. So yeah, we'll be back underway at around 5:30. So hopefully no one readies up because I always go and get something to eat and something to drink at this moment in time. So someone readies up and the race goes. That's awkward. So I'm just gonna get confirmation that we're underway properly at 5:30 or around then before I disappear, just in case someone does ready up and then no one's here to comment on the race. That'd be awkward. No one's put any confirmation, but I think everyone kind of knows by now the rules, so we'll be back at around 5:30 for the race. So see you all in just a couple of minutes. Right then. Turn that to perfection. Ryan's just said in the chat 111-minute race. Is that serious? Lord. 111 minutes. What do we want? We want tyres. Well, not that the tyres really matter, to be fair, so we can kind of switch between them all. All wets for everyone. So yeah, kind of Q2 strategy doesn't really matter as much anymore. Oh no, a couple of people lagging out in the formation lap. Not great to see at all, but rather unfortunate. Okay, my batteries have still got a bit of lifetime. Wasn't sure maybe to change them now, just before we get in the race, but I think we'll be fine. Run through the grid one more time, just in case you kind of missed qualifying, but Harry on pole. Very good qualifying from him. Phil second, Josh third, Ryan in a fourth. Excuse me, Matt's in 5th, Lee's in 6th, Kian's in 7th, Aston's in 8th, Cohen in 9th. I think this might be his highest start ever, potentially, but good qualifying from Cohen in 9th place, Dylan in 10th, Tyler in 11th, Ross in 12th, who I think is just going to tie after lap 1. He's not feeling too great. Cole in 13th, Liam in 14th, Richard in 15th. Ryan in 16th, Lily Moo in 17th, Sil in 18th, and Leon rounds him up in 19th place. So, nearly the full grid, not quite. Got 19. Alright then, 70 laps. So, yeah, this is gonna be a long one, alright. Oh no. Is the lobby broken? Uh-oh. There's your pit stop window. Just a one stop really. There were 2, but don't think it's really needed. I think the lobby might be broken. Class, what a camera angle this is, by the way, in case I want to watch. Oh, Phil's left, but we've got going. Or at least the cars are making noise and we got green flags. The lights still aren't building up. It fixed itself momentarily, but it looks like we're still broken. Ryan's now left. Are we going to get a full restart? I think we could potentially be seeing a full restart here. It's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I think we... Oh, no, we're underway, but we might be seeing a full restart. It's lights out and away we go. I'll commentate on this just in case. As there's a huge crash. That one of the Mercedes. That's Matt, Liam, Richard, and Leon. Oh, ow! I think we'll be getting a restart, but that's an absolute cluster. Yeah, everyone's leaving, so yeah, restart. We're getting a restart. We are getting a restart. I mean, hopefully we don't have that start in the actual race, because that was 4 cars out, not even before turn 1. It was literally like 0.5 seconds into the race. Poor. Let me put it on clear weather as well. Oh, I've been given 7,500 Bitcoin. Let's go. What's that for? I already had some. I didn't get given any. That's a lie. I've been scammed. Alright. Sit and wait for an invite, pretty much. not too much to really talk about at the moment here. I'm just sitting and waiting, unfortunately. Bom, 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 bom. Do apologise, but you know, it's F1. The game never works. What can you really expect? That's the last lobby. Unless I just join through one of their names potentially. Bam, in the lobby. Can I join through name? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna need. It looks like I'm gonna need an invite. Hopefully I get one. Otherwise, it's gonna be awkward. Just sitting and waiting. Join on Phil. I don't know if I've actually got Phil's MRC account. I don't think I do. If I just go recently played with. Ba-dum. Join game. Bam. There we go, lovely. We have a full 20 now as well, potentially. We could potentially get a full 20. Obviously it'd take a minute to sort out the custom grid and stuff, so I'd probably expect we'll be underway around Q2, so a little bit of a delayed start, but not a lot we can do about it, unfortunately. Obviously, we got the custom weather as well, so the rain should be bad. We gotta wait for everyone to join before they can kind of sort out the custom grid, unfortunately. My mic was telling me that was awkward. I started talking for like 2 minutes, but I think we got 18. If Ross is not taking part, then that is everyone. So hopefully we should be underway very shortly. I'll be surprised if we're not. Should just be sorting out the custom grids, and then we should be getting going. We've actually got. Oh no, I'm the 19th, aren't I? Never mind. Yeah. Right. Right, we're finally getting underway. Sorry about the wait, but there we go. So, a little bit delayed, kind of 20-15 minutes behind where we should have been, but finally getting this thing kicked off. Alright then. Obviously, it should still be in the way as well. Whether it's slightly different or not, I'm not too sure, but should all be very, very similar, as in the way the weather was set out. So nice and heavy at the start, which is, there we go. I don't really know what to say at the moment. Kind of said everything already. We're just sitting and waiting really at the moment. Hopefully it's not too long. Everyone needs to actually. You have a chance to load a setup now at least. So I hope people remember to load a setup. Otherwise, they're going to be kicking themselves. Hopefully it's not too much longer. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but fingers crossed. Hopefully not too much longer. I don't know what we're really waiting on at the moment, but I think we're getting underway in 1 minute's time. I looked at things in the Discord, so finally all this waiting. Hopefully it will come off. We obviously got the formation lap again, and then finally underway. A bit about half an hour later than usual, but it's not really the end of the world. Right, a couple of people starting to ready up, so here we go. Looks like we're finally, sorry about the wait, it's been around 25 minutes, but looks like we're finally be getting underway now. Unless something goes wrong once again, which if it does, I think I'll just jump off a cliff at this point, but I think we should all be fine. But hey, hopefully all the grid's right as well. Going off the look of things, it looks fine. Obviously the full wets for everybody. Harry was obviously in the lead. Then you had Phil, Josh, Ryan, Matt, Lee, Kian, Aston, Cohen, Dylan, Tyler, Cole, Liam, Richard, Ryan, Looney Moo, Sil, and Leon. Obviously a couple of people have gained a position because Ross has left, so a couple of people just gained a few positions here and there, so it's only really kind of Cole downwards, I believe, just gained a free position from Ross not taking part in the race, but they're not going to be complaining. Starts them slightly closer to the points and a chance of gaining some vital championship points. Formation lap finally underway then. Finally. Obviously 70 laps around here. It is going to be a long one. Already with the delays. We're going to be running quite late, but it's just how it is. Right. Hopefully the first attempt at the start. I know most people were just messing around because we were pretty much confirmed with the lobby restart, but hopefully it's a little bit cleaner than the first attempts. Right then, Harry is leading them up the way. You got a couple people, obviously you got Leon, Sil, Looney Moo kind of running them out at the back. There is the predicted pit stop strategy. Probably just going to be a one stop, depends where the rain kind of cuts in and out really at the moment. But here we go then, building up to 5 red lights. Looks like no one's lagged out or anything. Here we go, 2, 3, 4, 5. This lights out and away we go here in Hungary. You can't see who's got off to a great start because the camera angle is beautiful. Hello? I'm now somehow on board with Cohen. Oh, this game is beautiful. It looks like someone's had a little off in the background. This isn't the actual order. This game is so broken. Harry was in the lead. He's now actually been overtaken by both McLarens. Unfortunately, the game is just so broken. We couldn't see that happen. So not the best of starts. He's down into third. Cohen. Oh, no, he's not at fourth. That's because the deltas don't work. This is actually beautiful. We would have thought this game's been out for like 2 months. But I still can't really tell what's going on as they all finally cross the first sector line. So there you go. Phil leads from Josh to Harry. Ryan's still in 4th. Matt's still in 5th. Dylan worked his way up into 6th. Kian's in 7th. Coming in 8th. Aston down in 9th. Tyler's in the points now. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2 as Leon has had a little spin by the looks of things, but he should be able to get back underway. Hopefully he didn't pick up any damage there. And it is closing in on Matt at the moment. We can see how hard it is to just see anything. The vision is not beautiful if you're following a car right now, which is why Phil is just building a gap out already to Josh. To be fair, the front 3 all separated by a second as Tyler and Aston having a little scrap as well. This is currently down in 9th place. A little 4 or 5 man train going on for a split second down here. Liam has right onto the back of Ryan. He might have a look in towards turn 1. Thinks about it, but obviously in the wet. Can't quite send it, just follow through. I can imagine it's going to be quite a lot of following as Cohen and Kian quite close to each other as well. Dylan still on the back of Matt as well as Harry. Is he? No, the game. Never mind. The game's trolling me. Doesn't get a double overtake. I was about to say is maybe the two McLarens had a little coming together, but no. Just the game trolling. So at the moment, it's just little train down just behind Aston in 10th place. So it's going to take some drivers longer than others to get used to these wet conditions. As, speaking of wet conditions, there goes Ryan off the track. Can the Alpha get through of Cole as well? No, not quite. Unfortunately, Ryan's lost positions there to Lee, Liam and Richard, if I'm not mistaken. So he's now down into 14th place. So not ideal for him. Further back up, Cohen and Kian still there. Matt's actually now closing in on Ryan a little bit. It's just a lot of following right now as Tyler is actually disconnected from the session. That's unfortunate. As Phil sets the quickest lap so far. 34.7. Dylan was getting very close there for a minute. Aston as well. Obviously Tyler's disconnected. But the overtake isn't going to be as huge, but he wants to get past him ASAP because the AI could be slow and he has actually just rejoined. So he can get through before he can take control of the car. That would be nice. Tries it around the outside. Can't quite make it work. As Leon's had yet another spin, unfortunately, down at turn 1, so he's struggling in these wet conditions. We've actually got a VSC because of it, so that just gives Tyler more time to get back in and into his car as he's rejoined and nearly lagged straight back into the back, into the front of the Ferrari. That would have been unfortunate. VSC hopefully doesn't last too long. You can see the front two kind of separated. Harry's there or thereabouts. 4th, 5th and 6th all quite close and quite a big gap from the top 6 to 7th. See Cohen and Kian very close together as well, and then you've got this train from Aston kind of to the back of the grid, to be honest, apart from Leon, who has retired from the session. So he was struggling, unfortunately doesn't make it past lap number 3. Right then, we're racing once again. Aston is coming under some pressure from Lee here for 10th place. Ooh, has Aston gone round? Ooh, no, I think he just got off to a horrible little VSC restart. He nearly lost the rear end. I think he managed to catch it just as he went out of shot, but Lee's got through and is up into 10th place. See how close Liam is to the back of them, but look how heavy this rain is. It's so heavy. When you move, picks up the first 3-second penalty of the race. It's going to be so easy just to drop it if you're not concentrating for a minute or two. Ooh, we got a full course safety car. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what this is for. I'm not too sure why we have a full course safety car right now, but we do. On lap number 4, I don't see any indication of why we've got one. Yeah, Cole lost some of the wing damage, but that won't cause a safety car. Like, I don't know why we've got a full course safety car, but we do. On lap number 4 then. This is really going to turn into a long race, isn't it? We got rain, we've already got safety cars, we've got 70 laps, remember. This is going to turn into a long one. Safety car because of how bad the rain is? Surely not. Like, I know it's bad, but is that a thing in F1 games? It might be, to be fair, but doesn't look like it's going to brighten up anytime soon. So I guess they're just waddle around for a bit then. Hopefully the safety car, to be fair, can come in. Okay, it's a thing, fair enough. That fully might be the reason then, because right now I can't. At least I didn't see any other reason why a safety car came out. If it's a thing, then yeah, probably explains it. But I mean, the rain doesn't look like it's gonna go away anytime soon. You can see Josh is following Phil. He's not even going quickly. It looks like a pain to see. Definitely be trying to make an overtake. Trying to pick out that braking point is going to be quite hard. Question is how many laps. We'll have at least one more because we've got to wait for Cole to catch up. Yeah. So it comes to a conclusion. Help from the chat that the safety cars come out for heavy rain, which is too dangerous. I didn't know there was a thing. You learn something new every day. So there you go. Hopefully it's not out for too long, because this is already going to be a long race, let alone now doing 2-minute lap times in a 70 lap race. Moose picks up a 5-second penalty for a collision with Sil further at the back here. They got any wing damage? Let's have a look. Yes, front left. That's just going to have to come in and pit. Everyone is caught up to the safety car, so let's see. Will it come in? Yeah, red flag real life probably right now. They'd be too scared. Be nice if it was actually in the game. Because if we could just kind of skip time in game to a point where it's kind of drivable. But there you go, safety car in this lap. Doesn't look like the weather's really changed too much though. I do apologise if on the top right of the screen you just see some weird pixels. I'm not too sure why they're appearing, to be honest with you. But Phil, with the restart then, hopefully we don't have too many safety cars this race. And we can just have some good racing in the wet here. But it's hard to overtake around here in the dry, let alone the wet. So you've now got the added challenge. Lap number 6. Phil will get us underway. Obviously, gets a good restart off there by the looks of things. Caught Josh napping a little bit. Gained nearly a second already. Josh is coming on with some big pressure from Harry. Looked like Harry struggled on the exit at the final corner though, which has just allowed Josh just to pull away ever so slightly. But obviously, two McLarens currently having a 1-2. They can do some team strategy and Phil can go. Maybe Josh can try hold the rest of the grid up just to try confirm, you know, maybe one of them for the race win, just because of how hard it's going to be to get an overtake done. No DRS obviously around here on a track which has only got the one DRS straight anyway, but it's really just a main overtaking point, turn 1. You've got to be ballsy in the wet to go for a move really anywhere else around here. Maybe if you get that good of a run, but it'll be interesting to see. Tyler is catching up to the back of Cohen, so let's see where he maybe Goes for a move. Will he try force him into a mistake? Go for a move up the inside of the chicane. You can do it sometimes if you get a good enough run, but it's risky. You can just see how much he's struggling. It's just so grey and dull at the moment. It's just going to be a lot of following this race, unfortunately, I think. You can see further down here, you kind of got this whole train from Lee, really. He's around 2.3 seconds off Tyler. In ninth place, you got Lee, Aston, Liam, Richard, Ross. Not Ross, sorry. Ryan, Sill, and Cole. And then Looney obviously pitted after picking up some wing damage. So Liam is probably the closest to a car in this train. And a 10th and a half off Aston. You know, maybe in the drive with the help of DRS, you get that move done. You just can't get in a straight line. Your setup in a straight line is probably going to be pretty huge around here. As you can see, Aston really wriggling around. How well you manage your overtake as well is going to be crucial. There's going to be quite a lot of things that come into play here. But right now, no way free for anybody. We're on lap number 8 of 70, so still not even maybe 10% through this race. I'm trying to think if that's actually correct, but no, we are 10%. 7 laps, yeah. Whatever. We're just over 10% through this race, so there you go. Some very slow maths in my head. You can see Aston and Liam really getting a move on at the moment. They're trying to. Ooh, as AlphaTauri has another moment with his rear end. You can see Aston is eager to get past Lee, but there's just nowhere that he can really do it. I believe someone picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. See, 4 tenths back at the moment as they get onto this straight, but he's not even really gaining in a straight line. It's stayed around 4.5 tenths down the whole straight. Ooh, this is gonna be a long one, isn't it? Further up, yeah, I've got Matt Dillon kind of on the back of Ryan, but again, it just looks like a very similar story where they're just not going to be able to get through. That's going to be the story of this race. A lot of following in the wet and just hoping the driver in front of you makes a mistake, clips the curb, goes wide, misses a braking point or something. Because right now, there just doesn't look a way through. To be fair though, Matt is all over the back of Ryan. I think this is the closest we've seen anyone all race through this kind of middle sector. And there is the mistake we're talking about. Ryan going incredibly slowly. It's lagging as well a little bit, which doesn't always help. So here we go then. Matt and Ryan might finally have a proper go. Is there lap times? Oh no! Matt is around at the final corner and he's out, and that's a full course safety car. Of course, not a surprise that that is a full safety car. Wow, Matt is out. I don't know if he made contact, but obviously he was trying to line up the overtake with Ryan, and I think maybe he just got a little too eager for a split second. Around the final corner, he went to put his foot down, and out of the race he goes. Wow, that is very unfortunate. So Matt unfortunately doesn't make it past lap number 9, or the end of 9, going on to 10, which means we've been given the second safety car of this race. Phil still in the lead, Josh still in the lead. Pretty much most position changes are going to be just from people who have made mistakes. You can see Dylan is up 5, got a very good start. Lee's down 3. Aston's down 2. Cole's down 3. Most people just gaining a couple positions from either a poor start or these crashes, but that's about it really. I don't think we'll see anyone coming to the pit lane. It might still just be a little bit too early to get rid of this kind of first set of wet tyres. As Tyler's picked up a 5-second penalty for a collision. Neither McLaren in at all. We could potentially hit the time limit for this race if we're not careful. So that'd be interesting. Tyler is actually into the pit lanes. I think he might have got some wing damage on that collision, which gave him a 5-second penalty. We'll just go down and check if I can get there in time. Yeah, there's a wing change being made. It's probably going to mean once again we'll have maybe a lap, maybe another lap. Maybe the end of lap 12. Hopefully the safety car will come in. We still got to wait for the Renault and the Haas to catch up. But I'm hoping by then it's enough. That's the hope anyway. Most of the field hadn't separated too much, so the safety car's not really brought too many cars real close. So there was a small gap from kind of 8th to 7th to 8th, but then from there everyone was still relatively quite close together. Both McLarens still looking very, very strong, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, hopefully, whenever I say this, it never happens. Hopefully there's not too many safety cars, because I don't want this to drag on for too long. It's already 9:15 and we're only on lap 11. This could very well be finishing, you know, kind of 10:30, 11:45ish. So it's on to lap 12. A couple of cars have actually opted to pit. Dylan has come in, Ryan's come in, and Richard's come in as well. So 3 cars are pitting. Doesn't look like they're actually going to go for inters. Dylan is coming in for inters. It still looks quite heavy. It still looks quite heavy. Did the others go for inters or are they wing changes? I think I saw some green intermediates in the background. Yeah, Richard gone into the inters. To be fair, actually, no. From the last time I've jumped off board, this now looks pretty clear, and we can see a couple more cars coming in the pit lane for the intermediate tyres. So Dylan, this could be a big call from him. The people who have come in and pitted, this could be massive. This could be massive. I hope I don't accidentally end the stream here. I'm just closing down some stuff on my computer that doesn't need to be loaded, because I've noticed the frames are kind of just dropping in and out. So hopefully I don't end the stream here on accident. Sorry if frames just drop momentarily. I am just... Right. There you go, close a couple of things. Hopefully that might just improve frames here and there. Sorry, I know they might have just gone on the ropes for a minute. I just opened like 20 things just to properly quit it all. I normally do that, but I forgot. Anyway, let's see, because this, I think this call to pit might have just handed Dylan a potential race lead. Richard 2nd, Ryan 3rd, and Looney move 4th, depending on when they catch up. In comes one of the McLarens. Are both of them going to pit? They are. Josh was just going to back up as much as possible right now. just to make sure that they can double stack. Look how slow he's going. Harry was actually thinking about an overtake in towards the pit lane. Aston stayed out, interestingly. There goes Phil. Where is Dylan? Dylan is third, so Liam and Aston, the only two not staying out. But the four that pitted last lap, as you can see, have jumped into first and second. Jumped into provisional first and second, shall I say. First, second, third. Only moves down in seventh. So that'll be what? Provisional P5. Phil's managed to come out sixth. Josh, after doing a lot of holding up, has actually then been held up in the pit lane. So maybe a little bit of karma there. He comes out down in 12th behind Harry, Ryan, Keaton and Lee. So he's been jumped by quite a few cars. So that explains that. But interesting that Aston and Liam haven't decided to pit under their safety car. That means obviously this safety car will probably be extended until the end of lap 14 maybe now. You might just be able to have it in at the end of this lap. Obviously sometimes it decides to call itself in quite late, but I think everyone actually, yeah, no, everyone should catch up in time. So fingers crossed. Safety car in this lap, obviously into inters now, so that times are going to be getting quicker. So now it'll be who will be able to adjust to the intermediate, wherever it was who could adjust to the full wets. Now obviously who can get going on these inters as quick as possible. And Dylan, he was struggling and is now suddenly put himself in a really good opportunity to win this race. Aston backing them all up. Safety car comes into the pit lane. Into the pit lane, he's actually going to come, and so does Liam. So Dylan is technically on the restart here. Those two unfortunately going to drop to last and second last, but Dylan, very good restart. Richard, Ryan, Phil in fourth. So there's the three positions everyone is gaining from those two pitting. Dylan will just need to disappear because Phil will be looking to work away through these two as quick as possible. Harry's got past Looney Moo ASAP as well. So Harry will be chasing Phil, who's up the road. He's got Ryan and Richard just ahead of him. These two don't normally find themselves second and third, but right now they do. And they want to make the most of it, and they want to make sure they're there for as long as possible. Looney Moo unfortunately has picked up a time penalty. And so is Ryan just ahead, just from cutting a bit of the chicane there. Ryan is all over the back of Looney Moo as well, who's maybe not quite got the line correct. I'm just going to try it around the outside. It's gone quite off. No way through, unfortunately, at the moment. He's just going to have to be patient on this one. Phil, meanwhile, is also closing in. Harry's just there as well. This has become a little train. He's actually going to look for a way up the inside. The Williams is still there. He's going to have to try to go all the way around the outside of the last corner. Hopefully the Williams leaves him enough room, and he does. So Dylan with fast lap of the race. He's already gone up a 1.5 second gap. Phil is through then and up into third place. Harry is going to be the next to try come through on his teammate. Maybe some team orders here, which might see him through. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Looney Moo is out. The Williams do just swap places in the end, so that's good for Harry. Not sure why Looney Moo is out, but the car is parked up right on turn 1. There's a big old train at the back as well. Right now, the focus is on Phil. He's got Richards in his sights next as Lee's picked up a 3-second penalty. Just 3 temps in it at the moment. He's going for it. It's going to be a similar move that he made on Ryan. This time, though, he looked for potentially a switch back to the inside and get a better run onto the straight. He's done that superbly well. He's got a very good run on Richard as they come in towards turn number 1. He's got the inside line. He's going to outbrake him and he's going to take second place. So next up for Phil is Dylan, the race leader. 2.3 seconds there. So Dylan has really done well to time that pit stop from the west to the inters under the safety car. So next up for Harry is also Richard, who unfortunately could be dropping out of this podium place fairly soon. Harry's got a much better run there. Very hard to make the move stick around this part of the track though. Ooh, he went onto the curb and nearly lost it completely. Could have thrown him off into the wall. Josh has done well actually. I just noticed he's made his way back up and into 7th. He's still a little bit off kind of the guys where he was. He's obviously just behind Phil. As Richard's gone a little bit deep in the Haas. So the Williams will come through and take P3. A pretty simple overtake, sorry, in the end for Harry. So he is up and into 3rd. Obviously he's chasing after Phil. Josh and Ryan very close together as well. 3/10 separates these two for 6th place. He's got both Ryans just ahead of him actually. It's Dylan. Sets the fastest lap of the race. Phil then sets a new fastest lap of the race. So Phil's looking the quicker out of those two at the moment. He's brought that gap down at the front to 1.4 seconds. As we've got a little three-way train here in a moment. Ryan is coming under pressure from Josh in towards turn number 3. So you go through the fast left-hander. See, Ryan is close to the other Ryan as well. Kian's just a little bit further behind as Josh is onto the grass momentarily. It's literally just pushing him through some of these corners. Richard does pick up a 3-second penalty. He's still holding on to 4th place. This train could become a 4-man train though, because you can see Ryan is catching onto him. As Phil yet again says fast out of the race, and the gap at the front now only 8/10. So a couple of battles really about to spice it up. Ooh, Josh. That rear end just put his foot down a tad too early. He's just so eager to get past these two. He probably feels like he's quicker. But on a track that's so hard to overtake, he just can't get through at the moment. We'll see. We're only on lap 18 and 70, so still a long way to go. We're not even anywhere near the halfway mark. We're around a quarter of the way through now. So he doesn't need to go for anything risky too yet. Quite yet. Yeah, but the front's still around that 8/10 mark. It gets to the point where Phil's probably got close to Dylan, but now he's so close to him but can't get through. Obviously a bit of dirty air. It's going to make it harder to follow, definitely. In the rain as well. He's just going to be stuck at that awkward distance. He's going to need a mistake or get a really good run on Dylan to have a look at the race lead. Further down we have still kind of got this big old train. You can just see in the background of your shot there. Kind of from 9th all the way down to 13th at the moment. A little 5-man train going on there. At the moment we're still just focusing on this battle for, well, what at the moment is 5th place. Could become 4th place fairly soon. Ryan's actually got a very good run on the Ryan and the Williams. Just 5/10 between the top two as well. These three getting so close to each other. Oh, is there contact? Josh has spun around Ryan. Josh has spun around Ryan, and now that is Kian right up in it as well. So unfortunately, these two. We said Josh was literally pushing Ryan around at one point. Well, there you go. He's pushed him, and he's pushed him right around. Does Josh have any damage from that? He does on the front left. He's got some wing damage. I think Ryan would have actually come off damage free, but obviously he did get kind of half spun. So he's lost quite a bit of time, around 3 seconds or so, to the car ahead. So I'm expecting to probably see Josh come in, or he might just try firm it. You can see it just goes a bit deeper into the second last corner and into the pit lane. He's going to come. Unfortunately, it's just at this awkward time where it still enters. So it is meant to dry up, I believe, but it's not quite that time. Yes, into the pit lane he comes, doesn't get a penalty. And expecting another set of softs on at the moment. So we're focused on this kind of midfield train, or do we go to the battle before the front? As Cohen actually had a little look into turn one on Tyler. But Harry actually this front two has turned into a front three all of a sudden. There's really good battles going on everywhere though, unfortunately. Kind of this lower midfield and towards the front. I don't really know what to focus on at the moment. Kind of just going to have to keep switching between the two. You can see Phil and Dylan so close. Harry joining in on the act. You see the skies are slowly starting to brighten though, so I'm thinking we might start to see some clear weather. Maybe lap 35 onwards, we might start to see these clouds really punch through. I think we'll still be on inters probably for another 10 to 15 laps. At the moment anyway, just looking at how heavy the rain is. You never know, the skies might completely clear up, but at the moment the front three, still no way through for any of them. I feel like I'm going to just find myself repeating myself for quite a lot this race, where it's just cars following and no chance. What's this, like an 8-man train at the moment? We got everyone from Kian really downwards. At the moment, Kian all the way down to 14th place. Josh, who's obviously just pitted. So this is a fat train at the moment. Cohen's actually, Aston's actually got a really good run on Cohen there. Just ran out of road. Ryan's caught up to the other Ryan as well, as they make their way through the chicane. So only a couple of laps after that kind of half spin, Ryan's back up to the Williams driver. And Harry actually, I think Phil might have made a bit of a mistake as Dylan's pulled away, and Harry for a moment was right on his gearbox. There was 2 attempts in it momentarily. Got a yellow flag in sector 3. No, I think it's Sil. This massive train has finally had a small mistake or a bit of contact in it. We'll see if anyone has to pit. Looks like the Renault of Tyler's actually got some damage. Cohen we saw drop down a couple positions, but looks like maybe a small coming together there. But yeah, you can see the Renault is really struggling on that front left, missing an end plate. In comes the Renault then. Surprised the train lasted that long, to be honest. Let's see if any of these guys have a look into turn one, but everyone's actually now kind of spread out. The whole train is 3 of them coming to the pit. Sil, Tyler and Liam. So all 3 of them pit, which kind of just means we've got the 2 Ryans in the front 3 at the moment as Josh sets the quickest out of the race. He's up into 12th after those 3 all pit. You see how close it is. These 3 pretty much inseparable at the moment. They're all joint by the hip. He'll be the one to break that though. Maybe he can get a good run, might have a chance, but Phil's also in the slipstream of Dylan, which helps. Just can't find a way through at all. It's going to be a lot of this from Harry, just having to be patient, not go for anything stupid, and just find a potential move when it's suitable to do so. But it's going to take some time to open up, and you might even have to wait till the dry. Further down, Cole and Lee, both alphas, having a little scrap by the looks of things. These 2 and Kian is what's really kind of just left of what was a good midfield train as Cole gets through on his teammate. So Cole's up into 8th place. Kian 1.1 seconds up the road. Looked like either just, you know, kind of a team switch or a mistake from Lee and he went deep there. But either way, Cole is through. Once again, just no proper overtaking opportunity at the moment. Cone and Aston are in a pretty similar position right now with Lee. And Cole has caught onto the back of Kian very quickly. So it'll be interesting to see if Cole can actually get through, because he looks quick. And he's caught up to Kian quite quickly. Aston 2 attempts in it, but 2 attempts is not enough. Normally in the dry, 2 attempts is enough, and as you can see, it is not. As Josh once again sets the fastest lap of the race. The gap from the front and three to everyone else right now is pretty huge. It's around 15.4 seconds. Safety car has really hurt those 3. Once again, are kind of approaching the main straight, so we'll go back and see what's occurring between these 3. You go, Phil. This is probably the closest he's been, actually. 3 attempts going onto the straight, but Dylan just looks like he even gains away in a straight line. So Dylan's car, maybe his setup just helps him in a straight line. Lucas, mate, if you do, you can, because right now, I'm not gonna lie, it's a good race following, but there's not really too many overtakes or anything. So if you want to, you can. You don't have to. Right. If you want, then sure. Cole is very close to Keaton. There's just quite a lot of following at the moment, so there's not kind of a lot to speak on, but yeah, if you want to, then invite me to a party and we can. Nah, it's just the Xbox message again. Yeah, no, it's up to you, mate. If you want to, then yeah, you can. I'm not going to force you. I'm fine by myself, but Oh, Dylan's really coming under pressure now. Oh, yellow flag in sector 2. One of the Ferraris. Actually, there's only one Ferrari left. That's Aston. Aston's had a spin down in the middle sector, and so is Cohen. Potentially, is that in 10th place? 2 cars. Stop on track. Yeah, that was Cohen. So both had little offs. Environment ready. Alright, yeah. Calm. Let me just clear this message quick. Oh, these two getting close. I do apologise right quickly. What account are you on, Lucas? You on the... You're on this one. There you are. I'll send you a game invite as well when you join. Right, and it's very close at the moment. 2 cars in the pit. That's obviously the 2 that had the spin, Cohen and Aston. So they come out ahead of Liam. Just maybe, or Liam might just get them both. Liam's got Aston. Will he get Cohen? He will, just about, as you can see on the minimap down there. You alright, mate? Nice. Nice stuff. Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. I'll send you over. There's a game invite. I mean, this race at the moment it's just really been quite a lot of following, just because the wet's not really allowed for a lot of overtaking.
Yeah, it's no surprise to be fair. The dry at Hungary is hard enough.
Yeah. Actually, no DRS down the straight. It's not made things.
Yeah, it's hard to in most situations. Never mind a situation with no DRS to pull you along.
Yeah, it's
limited fuel.
Got a nice little battle between the front 3 at the moment. That's kind of about it. You got the 2 Ryans going at it, and Cole and Kean. But apart from that, there's not loads going on.
Yeah, there never usually is. It's a long race.
Yeah.
Hopefully, some battles will come. Have you heard anything about the weather report? If it'll dry up?
Yes, I believe it's meant to dry up. When? I don't know. My guess was around lap 35 onwards, going what Josh said, because he said like 2 boxes of heavy rain, then like another 3 of light rain, and then 2 dry at the end.
So not too much longer of a wet.
Yeah, hopefully not, but we'll have to wait and see.
Who's are we?
That is Richard, who kind of nailed the pit stop, and he pitted under the safety car, and he's done a good job.
I haven't been here in a while, and I knew Richard Williams was still driving, but I did not know he was fourth.
Yeah, no, he's nailed the strategy beautifully, I won't lie.
Yeah, well, it looks like everyone's getting towards each other now. Liam Hardman, I think it is all over the back of Tyler, is it?
Yeah, that's Tyler.
I think Tyler's not in the lobby.
Yeah, I think that as well.
Well, surprising to see Diggle in the points.
Wow.
Well, he's not had the best today. He's after spending £90 on FIFA points and getting absolutely no one.
Oh, that's a bit of a...
Well, his best player was Jamie Vardy, so...
It's not terrible. It could have gone worse. Ooh, Cole.
Yeah, so you got about 100k worth of players.
Yeah. Yeah, not exactly value for money, is it?
Talking about the Diggle, he's catching up to Lee here. And they're also catching up to C. Taylor, which
that's Cole and Kean in 8th and 7th. Yeah, I want to say so, yeah. I want to make that correct.
Nice kid. Well, talking about Diggle, he's literally right on the back of Lee Pratt now. He's pulling out.
Ooh, he's going to go for it.
He's gone down the inside. Might have picked up a warning there, even though it was very close to. But Diggle's also off position.
His teammate is still right on Dylan's gearbox in second.
Yeah, Diggle's got a free-swing penalty there, hasn't he?
Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me, to be honest.
I've heard good old Harry McQuillan has been doing quite well in the recent weeks as well.
Yeah, won last time out in Silverstone, and then unfortunately this race was on pole. Got overtaken by both McLarens at the start. Unfortunately, I couldn't see what happens because the game just gave me the shittest camera angle possible. But
Cole's crashed.
ooh, oh no.
I don't know if he got wing damage.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, so he must have had like a spin into the wall. And down the hill. Well, that puts Diggles into P8, which, from what I'm hearing, he's probably not where he wants to be. Well, from what I'm seeing, he started P3.
Yeah, he was second, and then he had a little incident. Lost some wing damage, had to pit maybe around 10 laps ago now, I want to say.
I remember last season at Hungary, Diggles finished P3 on track, but with penalties pulled him down to P9.
Yeah, that sounds like France from this season. Finished second and then ended up 9th. It's like he always finds a way to get loads of penalties.
I think it's the wheel situation, because obviously he
Hold
went to wheel and then got it pulled back from him. So he's probably not adjusted to the pad yet, and probably doesn't want to be. Probably wants to be back on the wheel and find back where he wants to be, but has to deal with the situation that he's got came at him at the moment.
Yeah, Harry just had his first proper attempt for a move on Phil. Unfortunately, it's kind of cost him a bit of time as he went for a bit of a half-hearted attempt. Was probably the closest he's been so far, so he decided to go for it, but it's kind of cost him in the long run. So he's dropped back from those two a little bit.
Well, I saw on the Instagram about Matt retiring or not, and well, whoever would, but it's spot on.
Yeah, he crashed very early on. I had a moment on the last corner and went straight into the wall.
Well, I think Cole's going to just come out in front of the train of Tyler. Oh well, then the two Dutch one, the two Dutch. I can't remember. Cohen, is it?
Yeah, Cohen and Aston. I think it's Aston. I think that's Aston.
Aston, yeah, it is Aston, isn't it?
I want to.
Oh, I know. It feels really close this lap.
Yeah, I think Dylan's car is really nicely set up in a straight line though, because he's been this close a couple of times, but he just doesn't seem to gain at all in a straight line, even though he's in a slipstream.
I don't blame him if he's set it up for a straight line, because Hungary's a hard track to overtake through the corners. There are a lot of slow speed corners, quite hard, especially with the curves. They're quite built largely here, so it's dangerous to overtake. But like, especially in this little sector coming up now, and the only really place you can overtake is down the straights, and if you've got a car that's built for the straights, it's going to be very hard to lose position.
Both Ryan's having a great scrap. Ryan just got through on the inside at turn 1. Can he defend it down into turn 3? He's got the inside once again.
Well, go for a switchback. Ryan just holds out behind.
So Ryan in the Red Bull has finally got through. He's been behind him for 15 laps now. As Josh is also through. Yep.
Kieran, is it?
Kian, yeah.
I remember that time. Phil seems to be catching a lot through the middle sector and then losing a bit of time through the last.
Cohen had a spin. I just see he's dropped down to last. Yeah, it looks like he's lost some wing damage. I think Cohen's had a little spin there, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, Dylan's pulling away on the straight again. Not even using the DRS. No. Hopefully we'll see the rain clouds start to drift into the distance in the next few laps.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Get some proper overtaking.
Yeah. I've only raced here in the wet once and got P2.
That's not bad at all then.
I think you was also racing until about 5 laps in.
That probably sounds about right, to be fair.
Yeah, I believe it was X-File last season.
Actually, now you mention that, yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Didn't have the best of seasons last year, did you?
Nah, I don't play this game really, to be honest with you. So
Neither do I. I've stopped.
it's too
Lost
buggy.
the love for it due to a lot of glitches that just haven't been fixed. It's a brilliant game. Last year was brilliant, and then it seems to just took a step backwards. The graphics have improved, the models improved. It feels a lot better. However, you get into the game and you're worrying if you can actually last half out in the lobby.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's something happens.
early pit stop here for Harry. He's going to try the undercut.
Yeah, what's he going to get? The problem is, if people's expecting the rain to go away in the next few laps, is it the best idea? Hit early. I think he should get out in front of Josh, and maybe not, because Josh is right on the back of Ryan Doran now. He's getting really fast. But I don't know how long a pit stop is. He might even come out in front of Richard. I think he will. Yeah. Yeah, he will come out in front of Richard quite easily as well. So it's kind of a free pit stop that. Don't blame him. And Josh goes by Ryan Doran.
Yeah, safety car right now, and it would bring Harry in a pretty decent position, depending on. Oh wait, or would it? Now, because those two would probably just pit.
I think at the moment the people in the best position is Diggles, because people in front are going to start pitting soon. He's not going to have to pit, and hopefully by the time it dries up, he's going to get into P4.
Yeah, that's roughly back where he was before he got involved in that incident, so he's doing a good recovery drive at the moment.
Well, to be fair, he's not far off P4 because Richard and Ryan are battling and Diggles is just creeping up behind them.
Ooh.
Dylan, as usual, out in front.
Gets such a good exit. Now that final corner.
Yeah, he seems to know how to do that last corner perfectly, because I've not seen him make a little mistake or anything. But he's seen him coming down into turn 3. This is the start of where Phil seems to start to catch through this sector where it's just more like corners, which makes me believe the setup is based around the straight line speed. But Phil's really close here. He can't make a move.
Yeah, Josh is well in this scrap for 4th at the moment then. They're now making their way in towards turn 3. You got Ryan just ahead. He's having a look on Richard. He might try to go all the way around the outside. Thought about it, but backs out. Probably the sensible thing to do.
He was looking around the outside. Ryan Lee's probably just gonna. Yeah, he's just pulled out of it. He goes around the outside and into P5. No, he's going to chase down Richard Williams, which is going to be an interesting battle. Interestingly, Harry Quiller getting 2 seconds on the cars in front.
Josh has just had a big old off. All that work he's just done. He's just lost. Yeah, nice run-off area that he went into, but just caught the curve.
Must have just misjudged the braking point.
Yeah.
Phil's gained a lot on the straight here.
He's
literally pushing him through the corner. I think it's time for Phil to try and make an undercut out of this.
Yeah, Harry pitting's probably an indication that the rain is going to stay at least for another 10 laps, maybe 10, 15 laps.
I think Harry's going to come out in the lead.
Yeah, at the moment that undercut is working well.
Because the thing is, when he came out of the pits, he was 22 seconds behind, I believe, and he's gained 4 seconds. He definitely wasn't 4 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah.
Harry's strategy may work wonders.
With
but meanwhile,
track positioning being key.
Look at Philip and Dylan.
Yeah, track position is so key around here where, yes, he can go for the undercut and get ahead of them, even though the two behind him will then have those fresher tyres. Oh, it's Josh's back.
Because his back pass.
Yeah. That even though
Will
the two
filter.
behind him will have those fresh tyres, it probably won't make that much of a difference just because of how hard it's going to be to actually get through.
I don't think these Inters are going to have to stretch the full life out of them.
Ooh.
And
Josh once again.
Just, he must have some really hot rears if he keeps losing it.
He gets to overtake Dunn on Ryan and then he just shoots himself in the foot, makes a mistake, and then Ryan's back through once again, so he's going to have to go for the third time getting past the Red Bull.
To be fair, I think that everyone's going to have to start pitting now. They're getting to 22, 23 laps and it just isn't going to look nice. Well, Dylan's pulled away a lot. Well, I say a lot. He's tripled the gap like it was.
Yeah, he still gained a good amount of time there. Josh is thinking about it.
It might be the calling for Phil. I think if I'm Phil at the moment, I'm just looking whatever Dylan does, I do the opposite.
Oh no, Josh is fully round. He tried to go round the outside into towards turn 3, then had the outside for turn 4. It would have become the inside for turn 5.
He's out the way.
They just made contact
Really
and he went
rough
around.
Right, so big goes around, but let's see what his teammate does. And he stays out, which is interesting to me. Personally, I would have done whatever the opposite of Dylan. But whatever suits themselves. He might just follow him into the pit so he doesn't lose time or gain time, maybe. I think trying something different might work.
As Tyler's picked up a 3-second time penalty, so he's currently down in 14th, so I don't think that will affect him too much.
Well, Phil's right under the back of Dylan again. Don't quote me on this, but I believe McLaren are passing constructors.
I want to say you're correct on that. I think they recently overtook
Racing Point?
Yeah, overtook Racing Point.
Yeah, I believe that. Diggles has obviously had to pit here, which is going to be really upsetting for him. He's going to drop behind the train or cars behind him, probably all the way down to P14.
I'll check the constructors actually, because I'm not too, I know it's close. I know Racing Point ahead just. Aston Martin and Williams, obviously Aston Martin being Red Bull, not Aston Martin Red Bull Racing. I just saw Aston Martin read it out. So Red Bull and Williams actually on the exact same amount of points. So the moment Harry in third will give them third position in the championship. Mercedes are 1 point behind.
6 as well.
Yeah. Mercedes don't have either driver in the race though. So they will
Is it Ross the Mercedes?
Yeah, he wasn't feeling too great, so he pulled out.
I wish him well with everything that's happening at the moment.
Oh, here goes Phil. They're banging tyres.
Dylan squeezes him out. Phil probably won't be too happy with that, but for me it's clean.
Dylan keeps hold of P1 then. First proper attack.
Harry's undercut is working wonders. However, the question is, how long is this rain going to stay? Because if everyone's reluctant, no one who hasn't been forced to pit has pit yet, which makes me feel that the rain isn't going to be here for much longer.
Yeah, but looking at the skies, it's barely changed from 10 laps ago.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Harry's made a perfect strategy call here. However, we could be wrong and the rain could just stop randomly in 20 seconds.
Yeah, for all we know, Jeff's telling them.
Unpredictable this game is.
Yeah, for all we know, Jeff could be telling them in 5 minutes the rain's going to stop, so there's no point to really pit. It'd be interesting to see.
Here we go. Oh no, Dylan pulling away, is he? Really close between them. But Dylan stays in front just about. Really close. Ooh! Oh, a little bit of a moment there. I throttle a bit too early by the look. Well, Harry is gaining constantly on the two cars in front. I think he gained 10 seconds in 5 laps.
Yeah, and Ryan's also going for a move up the inside of Richard into turn 1. He's got the inside line, cuts quite a bit of it, which I think Richard might have the better exit.
Yeah, he definitely does. By quite a lot there, to be fair.
So he keeps on fourth.
Starting to make his way back through the grid, but he did it really brilliantly, taking himself from all the way from the back up to P5, sorry, and then he ruined it.
Yeah, attempt number 2 of making his way back through the field. It's not
Yeah,
ideal
well, he's
for
done
him.
it once, he can do it again. Especially if it turns dry, because we know he's got pace in the wet and dry, and I imagine his dry pace is a bit quicker.
Yeah, and he's already passed 1, so he's up into 13th. 6 seconds the next car ahead, but then you've kind of got a free car train, but then the gap from Sil to Lee is just so huge. 18 seconds.
Just Phil literally pushing him along. And whilst that's happening, Harry's got this free air behind him, just flowing along as he feels like it.
Phil really had a look. He's actually got a much better exit, and he's going to use overtake. Oh no!
Oh, he thought better of it, to be fair. I don't blame him. As Richard and Ryan Doran are the first people to appear on the long stint. As everyone stays out as it stands.
Yeah.
Dylan's tyres must be dropping off now because Phil's all over him at every lap. Can Phil make a move at the end of this lap? Ooh! Phil has a bit of a moment there.
I'd be interested to see what the... how do I word this? I'd be interested to see what would happen if Phil was in first, whether Dylan would be able to keep up. Because at the moment, it seems like Phil is just that much quicker, and he's almost just pushing him around part of the tracks. Just really down the straight, where Dylan's kind of on top.
A lot of many opportunities to get past him. Which, it shows how good of a driver Phil is. Many drivers would just throw it down the outside through turn 3 or 4, no it's 5. They just throw it down the inside and just hope that they can keep it, whereas it's a very narrow corner and he's thought better of it, which shows how much of a good driver he is. But I think if he's in front, he's not going to have to be in that position. He's going to probably be flying away at this point.
Yeah. He made a small mistake on the last corner, which didn't really give him an opportunity into turn 1 this time around. He's already made that time up though. You can see through the kind of end of the first section, second sector, he's just so much better than Dylan at the moment.
Yeah, Dylan's just holding himself in P1, which is what he wants. However, Aaron McQuillan, as I've said multiple times now, is catching.
Yeah, the longer those two follow and fight, the better for him, because he just keeps gaining time. Maybe by lap 45, it probably, maybe 45, 46, be close to the back of them, maybe 2-3 seconds off.
I can say lap 44 because both of the tyres wear in front of them are going to get much, much worse because they're going to be into lap. Both of those 30 laps. Will either of them enter the box this lap? No. They both carry on.
Fair.
Bold statement.
It looks like it's got slow.
Oh
my god. Phil's had a massive moment. That's twice. His rears have got to be off because that's twice now in the last couple of laps. Phil's struggled at the exit of the final corner and he nearly ended up in the wall there. He did well to hold it and he's dropped back 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, I think now must be the time.
Ross is in the... Hold up.
I think Diggles has made a good decision with pitting. Because obviously it must have been rough for him losing so much time. However, he does come out just behind Ryan Doran. So when everyone else pits, he should, in theory, come out around P7.
To the person in the chat as well, we restarted the race, so Dylan does now actually have his setup back on, so that's why he's actually doing all right now, because we had to restart after the lobby broke. So as far as I'm aware, he does have his setup back on.
Wow, Phil's caught 6-7 tenths throughout the middle two sectors. Well, the middle sector. You really have to think, if he was in front, how big of the gap would be.
I mean, I'd be surprised if he didn't put his setup back on. He got given the opportunity to. Whether he got told whether not to, I'm not too sure. Phil 3 laps in a row, struggling there.
Yeah, and Dylan's not, is the problem. Dylan's got a good setup for, well, don't quote me on this, because you're thinking about if he does have it on, but by the looks of it, he has good setup for straight line speed. And he's just hampering on Phil's parade, because Phil could probably be passed by now, but just gonna have to wait there and hope. It must be time soon for them both to think about pitting.
Oh, Phil
Actually,
is struggling.
The rain doesn't look like it's coming down anymore.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I think the rain might have stopped, so maybe in the next couple laps.
Yeah, it looks like it's stopped, however,
It's still wet, yeah.
it doesn't. I think we're going to have to wait another 2-3 laps, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain anymore.
So what's
The
this?
spray's
Probably...
still out. Shows it's not ready. But obviously, Harry's obviously me a bit annoyed that he didn't stay out. However, he's done brilliantly to get back in the gap, because if it still stays wet for a couple more laps, he probably is going to be back where he was.
Yeah, he's already got the gap down to 4 seconds, like in what, 9 laps. So
yeah, he took the gap down 18 seconds in 9 laps. So if the rain just stay out 2 more laps, I imagine he's going to be right over the back of the both of them.
Yeah, with the way things are going, I can imagine the track's probably going to dry up around lap 47, maybe 48, because the rain's definitely stopped.
Phil! Down the inside. Not being left much room, but the out-traction's Dylan. Dylan tries to...
Oh, that's a huge crash, and they're both out. Oh my god.
I'll record that so we have a little bit of a...
Oh, the 2 race leaders
How's that only
collide.
virtual?
Yeah, how's that not a full safety car? Well, I think Harry might have just been...
Will we see anyone pit for some slicks?
Oh, that'd be interesting. I think Harry's been gifted this win on a plate. To be honest, 40 seconds Ryan is behind. Oh, that was a huge crash.
Cole and Lee seem to take... Liam, have taken the opportunity to get into this box and put some... Imagine hards or mediums.
Yeah, I can't see anyone going softs.
Hards on for Liam, and for Cole it's the mediums. I think for the first few laps now it'll be Liam having the better traction. However, to be fair, Harry could pit now. Will Harry pit though? Yes, he does.
So
Harry has got a virtually free pit stop. Oh no, he doesn't. The virtual safety car. However, he's going to still stay out and probably can have another pit stop if you want us, but I imagine it's going to be the medium compound for him.
Well, Harry looks like he's on course to take back-to-back wins then.
Yeah.
Unless something goes horribly wrong for him. Mediums for him.
Well, the yellow compound tyres get put on. However, a lot of the more favourite drivers like Ross, like Phil, like Dylan, like Matt, like Diggles have all had incidents So there's only Harry who's up there and standing up there. Ooh, Harry's had a little wobble. So anyone could be getting an inaugural podium for themselves.
Yeah.
We could even see Richard Williams on the podium.
Harry won Austria as well, apparently. I forgot that. So that'll be 3 in a row.
Well, do you know what? Diggle's race has been saved to an extent. Oh no, it hasn't. He's just got wing damage.
Just when you think it might be going well.
Yeah, well, I think it was minor wing damage because I know he's put a new wing on, hasn't he? Bloody hell.
Boss is calling you out, by the way. He said you had an incident. He said man's got COVID, not an incident.
What? With Ross?
Yeah. So a slight difference from an incident to COVID, but yeah.
Who put that in the chat?
I think it's Ross.
Well, I kind of tried to be nice about it.
I hope you get better, so.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you back on the track next week, or I might have to take your seat.
Oh, threats.
We're going to race tonight, but sadly it wasn't a free seat for myself, but...
I mean, now you're here with me, so who's the real winner?
Yep. Well, Richard, Aston and Ryan have all took the risk for the softs, which is interesting, because I feel like it isn't the worst idea. Obviously with 24 laps to go. Can the softs do that? Maybe, maybe not.
With a safety car, potentially.
Safety car would save them. And there wasn't a safety car between Dylan and Phil. I'm very surprised, but I'm sure there'll be some sturdy messages or even talking between them after that incident, because personally it's me, but I think it's just one of them from what I've seen immediately. But
yeah, Stuart's gonna have some. Stuart's gonna have a fun job on that one.
Yeah, I obviously haven't got a good enough view to say yes it is this or yes it is that.
Yeah, I need a replay or an onboard or something.
Yeah. I was on board with Phil and I saw it was going to happen when there wasn't really much space. It looks like Dylan was trying to put his car where it didn't belong, in a way, but we move. And maybe Phil should have pit now, but Harry is just going to drive around this track freely, knowing that if he sticks to his own race, has no incident, he has won this race.
Yes, Cole and Cohen actually having quite a nice scrap down here. It's only for P12. It's going to go around the outside in turn 3. We'll be ahead into turn 4, and there you go, up into 12. He's got, unfortunately, 32 seconds to the next car ahead of him, so not a lot he can do really. Just get his head down.
I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think we're going to see Josh Diggles on the podium.
I mean, it's not a bad shout at all.
I know he's got the speed. I know Richard's going to have to pit. Liam, sadly, has made the wrong decision for them.
Dave, your controllers died, but you cut out either or.
I just dropped my controller. And well, Richard Williams obviously is going to have to pit. Well, Brad if not. Lee Pratt is obviously quite a good driver, but I believe Diggles is just a tad bit quicker. Liam made the wrong decision, and Diggles is already on the back of what's his name?
See,
yeah, that's the one. I'm new to this commentary business.
Yeah, it's fine. I want to quickly check something. Hopefully, Josh doesn't go for the overtake here. What is his penalties? Because it is his main issue. He's currently only on. He's literally just picked one up. He's only on 6 seconds. He's got a very good run.
I want to get back quickly.
Yeah. Up the inside.
Down the inside. Great move.
Up into 7th then.
How many penalties has he got? 2?
2, yeah, so 6 seconds.
Well, hopefully he can limit himself to maybe one more.
Yeah,
Give him a moment there in the last corner though.
He normally finds himself picking up he normally finds himself picking up like 15 to 30 seconds worth, so to only be on 6 so far is pretty good for him, I won't lie.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. But personally, I think P1 and P2 have been decided already for today's race.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Ryan Lee has got a 15 or nearly 16-second gap. Harry McQuillan, there's nothing really you need to say about that man. Very quick, got a massive gap now. If he does get took away from that, I'll be right back.
He's hit the inside curb, was in the middle sector, and he's nearly spun.
Does he know how to drive his car tonight? Or just forgot?
Nah, he seems to be all over the shop, making it challenging for himself.
He just seems to be doing all the hard stuff really well, and then just a simple driving around the track, where just getting back up to people, it just seems to be failing to do.
To be fair, I have to say right now,
making obnoxious overtakes in the wet, and then just failing to keep it in a straight line.
Richard and Cohen both don't normally find themselves up here, 3rd and 4th. I think if either one of them is able to get a podium. Oh no. Will that be a safety car? That's where Matt crashed. We got a safety. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, okay. This makes things interesting now. That's the last thing Harry and Ryan wanted.
Well, if I'm Richard Williams, I'm going into the pits now.
Yeah. Yeah, these soft runners need to get onto a set of mediums, ideally.
You reckon a fresh... I don't know. I could see some softs taking another 20 laps.
To be fair, you'll do probably 2 to 3 laps under the safety car on them. The problem is I generally couldn't tell you if the softs could go, 17 laps or so. I couldn't tell you, so...
We'll work out.
Callum's mugging you off now as well. He said, why is there a nonce in the comments box? You're going to take that?
Well, I can't really comment on that. I'm not going to say anything because I'm professional around here. But all I'm saying is I am 15.
Oh.
So, Callum, the 17-year-old, is making some interesting accusations from his own part.
To be fair, he could have been talking about me. I'm just going to assume it's you, though.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Just because I left you and Elliot in the dark does not mean it's my fault.
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
I'm sure we'll make sure it's known to which one.
To be fair, Keaton's come in for the softs. Liam came in for the mediums. Aston,
Can we just mention something though? What I just said is now meaning nothing about Harry having this win under the belt, Ryan Lear having P2. It's now not happening.
Yeah, you've jinxed it. What the? Is Cole? What's Cole's been...
Well, Callum's put in the chat, worst commentating than the crash from the Tuscan Grand Prix.
Wow, cheers. We'll take that on the chin. I'm gonna move. But Cole's just been disqualified. I'm not sure. I saw him going very slowly in front of the safety car, but I'm guessing he'd already...
flags.
Did he try overtake the safety car when he wasn't allowed to?
That's my guess. Well, Ross has made a thought of the soft one not going to the end. I think it's a bold statement. I'm still unsure, but well, Richard, by the looks of it, doesn't think they're going to go to the end either.
Ooh, what's Cohen doing
in the pit box?
I think
What
Cohen
tyres will he
also...
put?
Right. Don't know what Cohen's doing now. I think he tried to overtake the safety car and didn't let him, and then he just slammed on the brakes.
No. Well, Callum has made a choice. Apparently, I should come back to racing, which be interesting. Interesting seeing me back on the track after such. I raced my first race in 7 weeks yesterday. Probably going to get took out of the league for the embarrassment I caused. Just couldn't really keep it on the track a lot of the time. Got a lot of penalties. Caused quite a couple of incidents, just being rusty, and a lot of penalties are becoming my way.
Don't worry, that's just me on a normal day, so...
And I'm going to learn to get back into it. Might even see myself a return to MRC grades. BFL finishes soon. Ross, the reason I'm not racing, I just didn't get asked. I ticked the reserves. Diggles said there wasn't a space, so not in a seat. And if you mean altogether, I just took a break. VFL kind of prioritised at the moment. And racing really just isn't enjoyable at the moment due to the game being very.
Right, we got safety car in this lap. Interestingly, Cohen is sitting in between second and third, so that's not ideal for Lee. Gives Ryan a bit of a cushion.
Lee too bothered. But Lee is probably going to get hounded by the drivers from behind.
Harry's gone then.
Cohen is going to get blue flags immediately. Don't really nice for him. Well, Harry turned into the best driver on the grid.
Keaton's got a really good run on Lee here in towards turn 1. Goes for a switchback, but I don't think he was really close enough to make it work. Might have a look down the hill, and he does actually. That did work, and it's worked beautifully. And he's through and up into third.
Well, Cohen is sat in the way of Richard Williams. I'm sure he's going to start screaming at it soon. Ross, if there is a space, I will race. If not, I will commentate with Derby next Tuesday.
Oh, I get a friend.
Well, unless I'm on the track, then I'm just going to... Well, to be fair, you probably got a friend after 5 laps.
Yeah, I just...
being a sport 5 for penalties.
Yeah, it's fine. I enjoy waffling my way through this 3 hours, so...
Yeah, it must...
It's fine.
That's what I just thought. May as well.
There's a nice train.
Harry's just gone.
Yeah, he's going to go clear probably. Probably build out like a 5 second gap and then just control the race from there. At the moment, it's quite a nice train from really lead downwards. You got Lee, Richard, Liam, Aston, Ryan, and Tyler, all in this kind of, I want to say midfield, but it's kind of upper midfield all the way down to the final points kind of positions.
Only Cohen is outside the points at the moment, and hopefully it can change from so.
I'll tell you what, Keaton is doing a good job of staying with Ryan. That gap's within 6 tenths as the other Ryan, I think, gets through on Tyler or just defends him off, one of the two. I think he's got through actually up into 8th. I think he was in 9th just before that. Oh, but he's just gone off. Ryan, small mistake. Ryan is now in 10th.
Well, we'll keep 10th. Which I know, he's going to be like, oh, I want higher there, but it's not the end of the world, he's still got another 17 laps.
This train has suddenly just become a train for second place now as Lee's caught up with Kean. Kean's still there with Ryan, and I tell you what, anyone from kind of 8th. Oh no, Lee's out. Lee is no longer in that train as he's out of the race. DSC.
Boring. Well, not enjoyable that.
Do you see what happened to Lee?
Richard podium, question mark. What I'm thinking.
He's running very, very well in 4th at the moment. I say really good race for him.
He seems to have improved a lot since I've been last here. He used to be towards the back last season with myself.
To be fair, I don't think in Miami saying he probably still is for some of these races, but
you must enjoy Hungary. I remember last season he was doing really well until an incident occurred.
Right.
Which he wasn't happiest.
VSC's ended. They're back underway. Still be interesting to see how the softs go. Obviously we've got 16 and a half laps to go. Herman is now in the points though because of that lead crash, even though he's a minute and a half down and being lapped by everyone.
Yeah, he's got a point.
It always shows as in these 100% races, as long as you just kind of stay in it, you have a chance.
Yeah, it's a really hard race to drive yourself through. And if you can make it to the end of the race, you've just got to be happy with yourself, because more than likely you're going to be in the point paying positions.
Yeah, always. I think last race at Silverstone we finished with 7 or 8 at the checkered flag, as Tyler has got past Aston for P6. Renault's doing well, 3rd and 6th for them. Alpha Tauri's in 5th and 8th. So good points for those.
Yeah, but the team is doing quite well. Well, everything is running with the P3.
Yeah, obviously Kieran's been putting Ryan under some pressure for the last couple of laps. But to be fair, Richard's caught up now. And he's still looking for that podium. The issue is, obviously, with this train, pretty much everyone has DRS. So it just makes it so much harder to overtake.
Well, Harry's not pulled away like I expected him to, which is
I mean, he's still got
really interesting.
He's still got a solid 2.2 second gap, but if there's a big-ish mistake in there, he could find himself dropping all the way down to 7th, which isn't exactly ideal.
I'm interested to see how Harry's going to deal with the pressure if he does get any given to him, which I doubt, but maybe.
Kieran's just picked up a 3-second penalty. That could be pretty crucial. He's gone wide. Oh no, that was Tyler, sorry, and the other Renault that's gone wide on the exit, the fast right-hander. He also picked up a 3-second penalty.
Update for the whole grid if you want.
Alright, yeah.
So Harry McQuillan has 2 warnings. Yep, 2 warnings. Ooh. Ryan Leah has 2 penalties. Kian has 1 penalty. Richard Williams has 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Liam has 1. Aston has 3. Ryan Doran has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And the Alpha Tauri has 4. No, 6. He's picked up 2 in the last few laps. Tyler has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10, jeez.
Kian has 3. No, Cohen has 3, and then they're the only drivers who aren't in a wall or disqualified.
While you were reading that out, Tyler had a little incident which meant he had to pick up some wing damage. I think it was just a self-inflicted spin. The second last corner, so he's unfortunately now 9th. And then Sil and Ryan had a little battle, which means Sil's had to pit for also picking up some damage by the looks of things. So he's in 8th. So the train's kind of just come down to 2nd to 6th place now, and there's a little gap from Aston to Richard, but as you read out those penalties, obviously things are probably going to start changing around come lap 70 when they'll cross the line. People are going to start jumping. They got 12 laps, they just need to keep it clean for the final couple of laps. As I say that, Aston has a big old moment through the middle sector, and Liam is right on him.
Harry is only 3 seconds in front of Ryan, but he shouldn't be too worried about it all, obviously, with only having not having 0 penalties. Leaves me in quite a good position, especially with Ryan coming under pressure from Kian and Richard, and maybe Aston and Liam soon. Talking about Aston and Liam. Liam is going down the inside into turn 1.
Pretty simple move. I don't think the Ferrari will fight it back towards 3. So he's up into 5th, and that's a nice amount of points for him if he can end the race there. Obviously, he's on the mediums as well compared to everyone else on the softs. So towards the end of this race, he might start to find some pace where everyone else starts to drop off. So that could be pretty huge as well. As Tyler sets fastest lap of the race, so at the moment he's picking up that 1 extra point.
Well, Liam looks in a good position, in my opinion. With obviously having one penalty now, which is quite good to say that he has the least penalties out of the top 4, from 2nd to 4th. I keep forgetting about P1, which is no surprise with how quick he is.
Yeah, and he's kind of just doubled his lead in the last couple of laps now. He is slowly starting to really pull away from Ryan, as in the background Liam is going for a move on Richard up into 4th. So maybe these softs are already starting to go off, because we're starting to see Liam just carve through these soft runners. He's got Kian next up, around just under a second up the road. Obviously, the soft runner's only done 9 laps or so. You'd assume they could probably go at least 15. But
yeah, definitely.
Might be the point where the mediums are starting to become quicker than the softs that are starting to wear.
Well, it's only coming through. We're about 2nd now, as DRS has been activated by Ian and Liam.
Yeah, Liam really closed in these last couple of laps. If he can get onto the podium, that's a good result for him.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't tell you if it's his first podium or not. I think he might have had... I want to say he's at least had one at some point from what I remember. Don't hold me to that. So if it is first, then that'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. However, penalties could play a part, which would be upsetting to have an amazing driver its way by penalties. But
yeah, as Kian has just picked up another 3-second penalty.
Ooh, yeah, that's like sector 1, and that will be for...
I think that's Sil.
The Alpha Tower, yes. Well, Harry has really pulled away in the last few laps as Ryan's under a bit of pressure from the cars behind.
Oh, and now Tyler's had a spin down by that horrible inside curb in the middle sector.
Yeah, I think it's been a hard drive for a lot of drivers, with obviously the changing conditions. The tyre temperatures are going to be quite warm. Talking about that, Liam is not having any problems. Absolutely thriving under the pressure. Ooh, I don't know if that's just happened, but Kian has got wing damage.
Yeah, I think that was just as Liam came through. I think he just...
Yeah, it looks like it did just happen on the stream. There was just a little tap.
So there was...
Gonna hurt, because that may have such a binding effect to the rest of the race for him.
Oh, and another car's been caught out by that curb. I think that's Cohen. So yeah, it's Cohen. So it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. I'll try again. The other racing point has been just a race for quite long.
I'll tell you what, Liam, a couple laps ago was down in 7th. He's now in 3rd and potentially looking at 2nd. He's got seven laps or so, and it's 6/10 in it. He's worked his way through the field beautifully.
Yep, definitely. We've just hit the 90% mark of the race.
Yep, on to lap 63. 7 to go.
Quick maths that.
Yeah.
Still probably fail my maths GCSE, but quick maths.
Tell you what, Richard and Aston. I think Aston got past Richard maybe 2 or 3 laps ago, but Richard's done well to stay with him as Aston goes off and then has quite a big lock-up, so maybe he's really starting to struggle on the softs.
I think the best Richard can get in this race though is P6 due to penalties that he has got, which is hard to take after a brilliant drive. Having P4 for the majority of the wet weather.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just one of those.
The way it goes, sometimes it's not nice to watch a driver have such a good drive and then just lose it out on wrong opportunity. Just reminds me of Diggles that.
Yeah, kept getting some really good overtakes and then would shoot himself in the foot by just making a small mistake every now and then.
Yeah.
Ooh, Liam with...
Ooh, bit of a lock up there for Liam.
Yeah, for a moment I thought he might have gone a bit too deep, but to be fair, he's not actually lost too much time through that. Ooh, and he's nailed that. That's a great run onto the back of Ryan for a minute. See, no real way through that corner though. Through the chicane he comes, and once again he's just a little bit sideways. He's got 5 lap fresher tyres than Ryan. They're on the same compound, so you'd think that he should be quicker for pretty much this whole stint. But it looks like he's already beginning to struggle just here and there.
Well, Liam on penalties is probably going to take P2, which is brilliant for him. However, he probably wants this to happen on track.
Yeah, it's always better to win things on track.
The soft seeds be dying
pride.
About now.
Ooh. Yeah.
Cohen has retired.
What's that down at what? 3rd last one? That's interesting.
Just looks like he straight lined it.
Let's see. Oh, he's gone inside. Ooh, he's gone in sideways, so I don't know.
He might have just got caught on the curb then.
Yeah.
And the car just gripped from underneath him, maybe.
We'll never really know unless we see his POV.
Yep, I'm sure we won't get the opportunity for that soon enough.
Time's slowly running out for Liam here to grab 2nd. Obviously, like you said, probably end up 2nd on penalties, but he wants that 2nd on track, surely. Obviously, he may be thinking if he goes for a move, he doesn't want to pick up any silly damage, but surely you want to finish ahead. As the leaders are on to lap number 66 of 70 now. He's got a good run here. Using overtake, and DRS will go the long way round the outside.
Great move. Oh, can you keep it?
I think
but
he
DRS
might.
must be able to do it.
He should have the momentum.
He does.
Yeah, up the inside.
Ryan still looking around the outside. Oh, he does. he pulls out of it, unlike the incident between the top two runners earlier on.
Yeah, Ryan could have maybe thought about sending that back up the inside, but pulls out of it, knows that if he gets in some kind of incident that he could be out of this race and what looks like a good podium could suddenly all disappear, so plays it smart, will take P3. And then with 4 laps to go, the only real other battle that's left is Richard and Aston have kind of been following each other for this gap for the last 5-6 laps now. So Richard will hopefully be able to get through into P5 at least. That's what he'll be hoping for.
Well, we have 3 laps to go, which is roughly about 5% of the race. Roughly.
Hate to break it to you, but it's actually 4 laps.
What, 67?
Yeah.
Yes, it is 4 laps. No.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's 3.5 if you want to.
Full laps though.
Yeah, okay, yeah. 3.5, there you go. No, I'm meet in the middle.
Yeah, then that is 5% as well, so yeah, 3.5 exactly.
Ryan has just picked up another 3-second penalty, so I think that's definitely his chance at second place gone, as once again Sills had a little spin in the final sector.
Yeah. A lot of people, oh, he's hit the pit wall.
Oh no. Don't bring out safety car, please.
I think it's too late.
Good.
Or I think we'd be here on.
Yeah, I mean this race has already gone on. Been live for 3 hours and 8 minutes at the moment, so
no surprise we don't do the interviews and things after.
Yeah, no, I'm knackered now after the end of these. I'm just like, yeah, just turn everything off and go to sleep. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Well, usually I'd have myself a late night, but I've been told I have to be at training for tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning on a Wednesday.
Oh, sounds fun, as Aston goes for a move up the inside of Kian for P4. So Aston up into 4th. Alright then, leaders approaching the final 2 laps. Harry, unless something goes incredibly wrong, will have this race win, I think, pretty comfortably. Liam should have 2nd, Ryan should have 3rd, and then at the moment this battle for 4th, 5th and 6th is still on. With penalties, we think Richard will probably take 6th. I'm not too sure between Aston and Kian which way around this will go. But Aston's currently in 4th and Kian is currently in 5th.
Yeah, it's a brilliant race from Harry. If we can make something clear here, he took a risk, paid off. Because maybe if you think of it like this, if he hadn't pit, he would have been still involved in the battling that happened between Dylan and Phil. He could have been caught up in that incident, and he wasn't. So.
Yeah, did well on the strategy call, made it work. Obviously, got a little bit fortunate with the crash, but still, after the safety car, did well to bring it back in.
Yeah.
Got a good and clean safety car restart, which was the main thing, and then went from there, and he's just controlled it, really.
Yeah, he's not being put under pressure. He just kind of sat about, done nothing.
So as the leaders onto the final lap, these guys come around the last couple of corners to begin their final laps.
Well, Harry, who is Going through the first sector now after probably the most boring 15 laps of his life.
Yeah, not too much has gone on for him.
Yeah, I bet he's bored after his brain failures.
He's getting a win though,
He's happy that he's
so
won it, but probably happy it's
yeah.
over too.
Can we see a late move from Kean here? He's close. Oh, Aston's actually gone wide. And Kean is up into 4th. I'll tell you what, Ryan's joined the back of this train late on as well. There was a couple more laps. These 4 could get quite tasty, but we're on the final
They've all
lap.
got a lot of penalties though, but you may as well get on to our race winner today, as he's coming around the last corner now.
Here he comes then.
There's
Harry
MRC, Harry McQuillan.
crosses the line and takes the win in Hungary. A very, very dominant race for him.
Liam second, probably will stay there on penalties. As Ryan gets P3.
Oh,
Further back.
These 3 still going at it.
Oh,
Kean's
ran out of fuel.
He's run out of fuel. Oh no, or he's got a puncture, one of the two. I think it is fuel. Aston crosses the line 4th, Richard in 5th, Ryan in 6th, Kean actually Kean jumps all the way back up to 4th anyway. He was so clean on penalties.
Very lucky. And then Tyler. Will Tyler jump anyone? It depends on his penalty situation. We'll never know.
I doubt it. It was quite far back. It was what, like 20 seconds. Yeah, stays 8th. So
well,
that was.
Who do you reckon he'd give Liam?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You think it's fair?
Yeah, obviously Harry
come through the field.
Harry had a good performance, just staying out front. But Liam, very good performance, working his way back through the field and getting 2nd place. Can't be complaining with that at all.
Well, Harry, 3 wins in a row.
Yep, there's your podium.
You cannot complain.
So, give you the quick rundown, just in case you've joined late on, or whatever. Oh, it's back to raining apparently, but Harry won no penalties throughout the whole race as well, so super good job from him. Harry to Liam, then Ryan, so they are your top 3. Kean in 4th, obviously crossed the line in 7th after he ran out of fuel, but because of penalties, ended up jumping back up to 4th. Aston in 5th, Richard in 6th, Ryan in 7th, Tyler in 8th, and then still DNF, but completed enough for the race where I still get the points. Cohen DNF, Lee DNF, Josh, Bill, Dylan, Looney Moo, Matt, Leon, and Cole, who got disqualified after trying to overtake the safety car. So that is your Hungarian Grand Prix.
One thing we need to look at though is Tyler. 36 seconds of penalties.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not ideal, but still got some good points. Alright then, we'll be back same time next week for the usual 7:30. After Hungary, I believe we should just be going straight to Belgium, unless I've got something wrong. Let me check.
It must be Belgium. That's straight after, is it not?
Yeah, normally after the break, summer break. Yeah, straight to Belgium. So we'll see you all same time. 7:30 on the Tuesday. So see you all then, and goodbye.